Declare your ideal outcome. This is saying very affirmatively, very clearly, and with absolute certainty something that you want, and declaring your ideal outcome, saying as it is, as it's already done. So today we'll use the topic of career, as yesterday I was writing about someone who's been an amazing mentor to me, and I was thanking him on my social media profiles as he's been an amazing support, encouraging and helped me with opportunities and just really believed in me. So some of the factors that I always talk about for success, and when I say success, that's your definition of your success, what that means to you, as your definition of success would be different to mine. So just think about your definition when I say the word success. So yes, people have helped me. I love giving credit to people who've helped me, who've encouraged me and supported me. And I also see the importance of self-belief. When we really that makes sense, doesn't it? Because when we believe in ourselves, then that comes across in our energy and if we're pitching for a job or anything, or if we're getting interviewed or we're presenting our skills, we need to believe in ourselves. So that comes through, and then other people then believe in us. And sometimes when we need more confidence, another person will help us, remind us of our skills and our abilities, and then that creates more self-belief. So there's a lot in there, a lot of wisdom and what's helped me. So let's focus on declaring your ideal outcome, and we'll use career today as the example. So while I was writing about my long media career, and sometimes self-employed, sometimes employed, sometimes I've worked for many media companies, and now I'm self-employed. So the story in summary is that, and I'll use some examples here. When I wanted something like a job, and I've always been career-minded, I've decided that I wanted to work somewhere. This is how it used to go. I'm just thinking back to my early career when I first started working, before I started working for myself. I would decide where I wanted to work, and I would say that I was going to work there. So I often say that I use I am and I have affirmations, as opposed to I'm going to or I will, or like it's in the future. Though saying I'm going to work somewhere, as long as you have the feeling, because people often say what's the best words, and there's a lot of different ways, or people that teach affirmations, the best way to say them and feel them, and what's the best way to get results. I would say, for me, in my experience, definitely affirming it as it's already happened. I have that job. I am working there. I'll use some examples in a minute. Though I've often said I'm going to work there. And then I've said I'm going to work there, and then I've just done it. Because it's more about the belief that you're doing it, as opposed to saying I'd like to work there or I hope to work there one day. Right. So I'll use the example of when I was still at school and my last year of high school, and I wanted to work at a local bank, and I walked past there with my family one day and said, I'm going to work there. And I knew, I'm just thinking if I knew, no, it wasn't until I worked at the Calgary Miner that I started to learn about the power of our mind and how we create what we want. So it was before then. I'm just thinking, often when I do the recordings, they'll just remind me of something. So yeah, it feels like I've always had that knowledge, that inner knowledge that you decide that you want something and then you have it. So that goes way back to earlier childhood, but we'll cover that another day. So before I even started learning about the power of the mind, so this would be the year before or the year of that I started to do that. Still at high school, I'm going to work there. I'll continue with the story very quickly. I'm going to work there, and I worked there. So I did work at the bank, and it was quite a short career because I didn't love it. And not to say I wouldn't do something like that again. I'm just saying that at the time I wanted to work in media, and I opted to not go to university, and I wanted to work at the Kalgoorlie Miner. So I'm just want to move on from the story. So I worked at the Kalgoorlie Miner. So it was the bank first. I'm going to work there. No, I want to work at the Kalgoorlie Miner, the local newspaper. I did work at the Kalgoorlie Miner, the local newspaper. As soon as there was a job, they offered it to me as I'd already done work experience, and I loved it and loved everything about media, and that was the career I had chosen. Then I wanted to work at the radio station. Actually, I believe one of my friends approached me, and then one of my friends then went and worked at the TV station, and she approached me. And I just want to summarise a very long career, but I basically was promoted, and I was often asked to go to these places to work. Often I would get asked, offered an amazing job just out of the blue when I wasn't even wanting it. So I'm just thinking that I should really summarise this story because it's a long career, and people do sometimes ask me, how did I get into my career? So I was firmly believing that that's what I was doing. I was very good at it. I was dedicated, still am, very determined and very committed to my jobs, and always taken them very seriously. So I believe because I also did a good job, I was often offered jobs. So I basically was getting promoted into other mediums, and then I really loved TV, and then I worked in TV and I wanted to be the manager, and then I later returned to the TV station to be the manager, and so on. I wanted to work at the BBC, my other famous story that I love dropping in at any opportunity. I'm going to London to work at the BBC. It was so affirmative, and I'm doing this. And so many people said, you can't just get in a plane, go to London and work at the BBC. And I said, yes, I can. And I did. So it was absolute belief. Also, yes, having the skills and presenting myself in the best light to get the job. Yes. And then being in the job and doing my best. So there were other factors, though it starts with the pure belief that I'm doing that. So some of the affirmations I would use, you could say, I'm going to work there, as I've done, or you say, I work there. I work at the BBC television studios in London, for example. I work at the fill in the blank, wherever you want to work. I work at that bank. I work at that store. I work at that television studio, wherever you want to work. So that has worked for me. That's a lot of self-belief in that story there. We're back to focusing on the affirmations to use, and it's the affirming and it's the belief. I have that job. Okay, so if you're applying for jobs, you're seeking, you want your ideal job, you can also use this if you don't have a specific job or contract in mind. So saying job for if you want to be employed, but just also replace job with contract or client if you're self-employed. It works the same with clients. If you're self-employed, you're building a business, you can say, I have my perfect clients. I am working with my perfect clients. My perfect clients come easily to me, and there's many. I can help with that if you have a one-on-one consultation, a private consultation for any of these topics, and we can go deeper with those specifically for what you're asking for. So whether it's a job or a contract or clients, it's the same tone, it's the same absolute belief that I have this, I work there, I am working there, I have that job, I am working in my job, or if you don't know what it is, I am now working in my perfect job that has this, this, and this. 3 to 5 general things that you want. These hours, this much money, working with great people, 3 or 5 succinct sentences. I have an amazing new job that I absolutely love. I work with great people. I work, you might want to be outdoors or indoors. I've done this so many times, so powerfully, works so quickly. It's unbelievable. I've been writing down my definition of something that I want while I get the phone call. It happens all the time because I believe it as well. So I once wanted to be out of the office because I was in the office a lot and I was on the screen too much and my eyes were hurting. So I was writing, I have a new opportunity outdoors. So it's like away from the screen, but I didn't say those words. That's what I meant. So by saying outdoors, I meant that I would be away from the screen. All these individual stories, I could almost do a whole video on each one because there's so much power in them, because you can also use that as an example for something that you want in your life. And in that example where I wanted to be out of the office, I also wanted an opportunity in a movie, and we were outside a lot of the time, and it was actually really I want to say cold. It was cold, though I'm not complaining because I absolutely loved every minute of the experience. And I said to my friend, I was asking for a new opportunity outdoors, and I was outdoors most of the time. So like we say, be careful what you wish for, and that was an amazing experience. And so something like what we may deem as very competitive, like acting, like singing, like creating a YouTube channel, like making a movie, anything that seems challenging or a lot of competition, it's still the same rules. It's still self-belief. You can apply for something that 1,000 people have applied for and still have it because it's yours. It's like it's mine. This is mine. I have it. You must believe that you have it. The other factors that go with it are to learn about the job, which you would do if you were genuinely interested anyway. So the example of my acting opportunities I've had recently, I wanted them. I was interested in everything about them, the set, the cast, the crew. I learned as much as I could. I loved every bit of it. Thus, that came through in my energy, and then that created more opportunities. And it's like the belief is I'm in the movie. We'll use that as an example. Or I'm in the TV show. How did you get the part? Because I believed it. I'm in it. Like I'm in it. I'm on it, whatever the words are for you. Singing, say I'm singing in the band. I'm singing. These are all examples. On YouTube. I have so many views on YouTube. Like I am discovered. I am signed for a contract. Whatever it is. Like actually please put in the comment, what's your declaration? What's your statement? I'd love you to write in the comment section. I have, and then fill it in for you, because I'd love to see the variety of interests I have with my audience. Like, is your ideal career /job /business, is it creative? Because I do use a lot of those examples, and I want to suit my audience. So please, if you share what your ideal career is or your ideal profession, I can talk more about that to suit my audience. Okay, so, but it applies for absolutely anything you want. And I'm just staying with career today. But one example that I have used before, not in a video, I wrote about it once. It's the same belief, is when I lived in London, the year that I did work at the BBC, and I worked at other TV stations and other advertising agencies as well in that year. And then I travelled for a month of the year around Europe, and my friend from my hometown, we went on there together, the 1 month jump on, jump off bus, I think it was called. And you couldn't book to get on the bus. You just bought the ticket for the month, and then it would let you know when the bus would be at the city. And you just went to the stop, and it's like first in, best dressed to get in the bus. That's the best explanation. So you couldn't book, you just had to turn up and hope for the best. Though we weren't hoping for the best, we knew. Like I say, there's no hope here. There's only pure conviction that you're on that bus. It's the same type of thinking with your career. So the bus example is we're on the bus. Like we told everybody, we went to the house we lived in every night. We said we're on the bus. Before we left, that is, because we heard about it. We just practiced. Like we practiced a little bit. I'm just thinking about how we practiced about being on the bus before we went. So there was some preparation. And then when we were on the trip, every night. We just affirmed before we went to sleep that we were on the bus the next day. And it's like against all odds sometimes. So, the saying against all odds. How did you girls get on the bus again? Because we're always on the bus. And you know how I love always in affirmations. Because we believed we were on the bus. And people would say in the group, how did you get on the bus? We missed the bus. Or we got there and it was gone. Or there were no seats left. Why do you always have a seat on the bus? Because we're on the bus. Like we just had totally convinced ourselves. And I get excited because it's like convincing yourself of something before they even know. It's like we decided we're on the bus and the bus driver doesn't even know. It just magically works out that way. So I use other affirmations that I can share. And if you'd like more about, please also comment in the comment section what topics you love. So I can talk more about career, I can talk more about health, I can use examples for money, like I have my money. Actually, I won't start on that because that's a whole other video. But if you're interested in the money affirmations, please comment, I have my money, because I like teaching that to people too. I helped a client with that, get money that she was owed. It's like, I have my money. And it's having it. It's like it's already done. It's not, I hope I get on the bus. So we use the bus analogy. It's not, I hope to get on the bus. It's, I'm on the bus. Like I see myself on the bus. We did other things like visualized, I'm sure. And another factor there in that lovely little bus story is that we were together. My friend and I, we affirmed together. So we had the power of two people affirming. That's very powerful. And so if you're affirming with someone else, it's like double the power. So say in a business situation, when we're talking about career, or you're in any sort of partnership, like a romantic or any other, where the other person is affected, you could affirm together that you have this job or position. So you would affirm for your partner as well, because you can absolutely affirm for other people. So I do that all the time. It's very effective. I tell my friends, it's okay, I'm affirming for you. So I take a lot of credit for things like someone gets some amazing experience. I said, I affirmed that for you. And it's true, I am affirming for my loved ones and my clients and those around me, people who I want to help. So we'll just finish with that. I am working at the BBC, for example. I work at the BBC. I love working at the BBC. We'll just stick with BBC. I love the people I work with. I excel in my role at the BBC, and so on. So you can go on with more detailed affirmations. They start with, I work there. I have that job. It's my job. They are hiring me. Like they have hired me. Those type of things. And then it's just like you're just basically getting on with your life. You're doing what you can that affirms that you have that position or that job or that role like we're talking about today. So you're doing everything as if you already have it. So another quick example here would be, if you're just the actual, what's the word I'm here? What's the word I need? Whether you know for certain where something actually happens in the 3D that affirms you have it. I'd say you're in between affirming that you have it and you're yet to get the call if you're in that space. So you're in the space where you're perhaps waiting to get a call or an email or some confirmation. That's the word I'm after. Confirmation that it's your job. Okay. So what you do in that space where you're yet to get the call, the absolute confirmation you have the job, you firmly believe you already have it. That's your vibe. That's your job. That's the work you do. The work you do is that you just be in that you already have it. I love affirming, so I would affirm anyway. Oh yeah, I have that. It's like the feeling is it's just a matter of time. I don't like to use the word time, but that's the feeling. It's like it's only a matter of time they're going to call me. Like I knew that I was so many opportunities that there's too many to mention. So we'll just stay with the BBC. I knew I was going to work there. I went to London with the pure conviction that I was working there. I found out where to go. This is all before the internet. I had a little book. I'm going to go to that place. And I had a little map. I'm going to go to the agency that hires you for the BBC. And I was hired and worked at the BBC. Against all odds. as they say, because so many of my friends in London had been to school and university for many years trying to get in there, and they couldn't, and they weren't successful, and they were, how did you do it? So it is like against all odds. It's like self-belief trumps everything. That's my belief. My belief is self-belief trumps statistics. It trumps training. Like, you can get a position where you're not even trained in, but there's just too many examples. I have a very successful career. I didn't go to university, though you may choose to go to university or college, as you say in America. That's your choice. I'm just saying as an example, I didn't go to college or university after high school, as I didn't need the actual qualification to excel in my media career or what I'm doing now. I haven't needed that qualification. Now, what you want, you may need a qualification. So in that case, you would get that. You would get that qualification first, or you'd be doing the training. I'm just saying that some positions you can have and be successful in without the qualification, and also you could be trained on the job, and there's many other examples. It's like it's yours. It's just belief that it's yours. Affirm, it's mine. That's my job. I have my job. I have my money. So that'll be part of it, like your salary or your fee, your amount of money that you're paid. Also have that in your affirmation. And mostly that you're really happy. So I'll end on that note. I love it. I'm happy. It's fulfilling. Sometimes you just know you're going to love something. Like, I knew that I was going to love acting. Being in a TV show and being in a movie, my absolute ultimate experience. I've had many amazing experiences in my career, and I love my current work with my current clients. Thank you. I'm very grateful for that work as well. It's just all my work is fulfilling, actually. All my work is fulfilling, as now I only do work that's really fulfilling, that I really enjoy. So you say that in your affirmations as well. And so it's how it makes you feel. I feel happy. I enjoy it. I'm excited about going to work every day, or going to my clients, or whatever the definition is for you. I'm excited about going to this place every day. Or if you choose to work from home, I'm excited about working on this project from home today. Like, just always affirm your ideal outcome. Always declare your ideal outcome. And even though this audio recording isn't perfect, I'm certain I'm still going to publish it. As a lot of the feedback I get from my clients is that they're still very helpful. And it's okay if it's not absolutely perfect, in inverted commas, because I often say the word perfect. So it's like, it's perfect for this moment right now. This recording, this message is perfect for you right now. And also put that in your affirmation. And if you're not sure of the actual job, I have my perfect job, or I have my perfect business, clients, contract, project, etc. I trust this has helped you. I'd love to hear your comments below, declaring your statement, your favourite topics, what you'd like to hear more about, and you can write to me anytime to inquire about private consultation, or if you have any questions, to donna@donnahanks.com. And remember, declare and affirm your ideal outcome as if it's already here and you're very happy. And as I say, stay happy, healthy, and wealthy. Thank you.